In the dim glow of a street lamp, on a rain-slicked alley in the heart of a bustling city, a young woman named Elena lay motionless, her eyes staring blankly at the starless sky. A passerby, an elderly man walking his dog, discovered her just before dawn. Her coat was torn, a faint bruise on her neck, and the police tape soon cordoned off the scene like a wound that wouldn't heal. Whispers spread like wildfire. Murder, they said. But as days turned to weeks, the killer was never identified. No fingerprints, no witnesses, no motive that stuck. The case went cold, leaving a void in the lives it touched. Elena had been 28, a quiet soul with a smile that could light up the gloomiest room. She worked at a small bookstore downtown, stacking shelves with dreams bound in paper. To most, she was just another face in the crowd, polite, unassuming, the kind of person who held doors open for strangers and slipped extra change into the tip jar. But beneath that gentle exterior beat a heart full of unspoken pain and boundless compassion. She had grown up in foster homes, bouncing from one indifferent family to another, learning early that love was a rare gift, often withheld. Yet, instead of hardening, Elena chose to give what she never received. She volunteered at shelters, anonymously paid for groceries for struggling families, and wrote letters of encouragement to lonely elders in nursing homes. Her life was a quiet rebellion against cruelty, a testament to the power of unseen kindness. Detective Marcus Reyes took the case. He was a hardened man in his 40s, scarred by years of chasing shadows in a world that seemed to grow darker each day. His own marriage had crumbled under the weight of missed anniversaries and sleepless nights, leaving him with a daughter, Lily, who barely spoke to him anymore. "This one's personal," he muttered to his partner as they sifted through Elena's apartment. It was sparse a bed, a desk cluttered with notebooks, and a wall of photos showing smiling faces she had helped. No enemies, no debts, no secrets that screamed danger. But as Marcus dug deeper, odd clues emerged. A receipt for a large sum withdrawn from her bank, given to a homeless veteran. A note in her journal. "Today, I saved a life. Tomorrow, maybe two." Who was she, really? And why would anyone want her gone? The investigation twisted like a river in flood. Suspects flickered in and out, a jealous coworker who envied her popularity, a former foster sibling with a grudge from the past, even a random mugger caught on blurry CCTV nearby. Marcus interrogated them all, his voice steady but his heart racing with frustration. One night, alone in his office, he pored over Elena's journals. Page after page revealed her inner world. "I feel the weight of the world's indifference pressing down, but I won't let it crush me. If I can lift one person, it's worth it." Tears stung his eyes. When was the last time he had felt such raw emotion? He thought of Lily, how he'd pushed her away, too buried in work to see her pain. Then came the first twist. A witness emerged, a young boy named Timmy from the shelter where Elena volunteered. He claimed he saw her arguing with a shadowy figure the night she died. "She was trying to help him," Timmy whispered, his eyes wide with fear. But he looked angry. Marcus's pulse quickened. This could be the break. He tracked the man down, a down-on, his luck addict named Jake, whom Elena had been counseling. Jake broke down in the interrogation room. "She gave me hope," he sobbed. "I didn't hurt her. I loved her like a sister." Alibis checked out, another dead end. But in Jake's words, Marcus heard an echo of Elena's spirit. She had pulled him from the brink, paying for his rehab out of her own pocket. How many others had she saved? As weeks blurred into months, the pressure mounted. The media hounded Marcus, labeling the case a failure. "A body was found, but the killer walks free," the headlines screamed. He started losing sleep, haunted by Elena's photo on his desk. One stormy evening, he visited her grave, the rain mingling with his tears. "Why you?" he whispered. That's when the second twist hit like a thunderclap. An anonymous tip led to a hidden compartment in her apartment, a box of letters from people she had helped. One was from a woman named Sarah who wrote, "You found me when I was ready to end it all. Your kindness was my lifeline." But buried deeper was Elena's medical file. Cancer, terminal. She had known for months, hiding it from everyone. The truth unraveled Marcus's world. Elena hadn't been murdered. The bruise? From a fall during a seizure. The torn coat? Snagged as she collapsed alone in the alley, returning from delivering food to the homeless. There was no killer, only a disease that stole her too soon, unidentified until now because she chose silence, pouring her remaining days into acts of love. The argument Timmy saw? Elena convincing Jake to accept help one last time. She had staged nothing. Life had simply ended her story mid-sentence. But in her final entry, "If I go, let my legacy be this. Kindness isn't loud, but it echoes forever. Be the light for someone in the dark." The climax crashed over Marcus like a wave. He sat in his car outside Lily's school, sobbing uncontrollably. All these years, he had chased villains, blind to the real killer in his own life neglect, born of his own fears. He rushed inside, pulling Lily into a hug she hadn't felt in years. "I'm sorry," he choked out. "I've been so lost." That night, they talked until dawn, mending bridges with words laced in regret and hope. The case closed unsolved in the books, but Elena's death sparked something profound. Marcus shared her story at a community vigil, his voice breaking as hundreds gathered. She taught us that the true killers are the ones we ignore: loneliness, despair, indifference. But we can fight them with simple acts: a smile, a hand extended, a moment of selflessness. The town transformed. Shelters overflowed with volunteers. Strangers checked on neighbors. Jake got clean and started a support group in her name. Even Marcus rebuilt his life, becoming the father Lily needed. In the end, Elena's body was found, but the killer was never identified, not because evil triumphed, but because her light outshone the darkness. She reminded us that humanity's greatest strength lies in our capacity for kindness, even when the world feels cold. One selfless act can ripple outward, healing wounds we never knew existed. And in that, we all find a way to live on.